Good morning, children. Till now we have done the way of fertilization and how after fertilization the zygote give rise to embryo. In that we have done the types of fertilization, external fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization means when the fusion of male and female gamete takes place outside the female body. Internal fertilization, when this fertilization takes place inside the animal body. Let us take the example of a hen. In the hen, the fertilization is internal, like a human being, where the male and female gamete fuse inside the female body. But in the case of the human, the child is born. But in the case of the hen, you have seen it does not give birth to the child as is, or the baby as is given by the man. In the case of the hen, the egg comes out. There are many such animals in which they produce the egg. But there is a difference in which the hen gives the egg and the other animals give the egg. Hen or the other birds, when the egg is born, this is called as fertilized egg. It means already the fertilization has taken place inside the female body, and after that, after fusion, a zygote is made, and this zygote containing egg shell, it comes out from the female body and lays. After laying, it is being given, it after a certain period of time, it gives birth to baby. It means the fertilization was internal, but the egg was laid by the female. So on the basis of this category, whether they produce the egg or they produce the child or the baby directly, we divide them into two categories: oviparous animals and viviparous animals. So I have written on the board, egg laying animals are called as the oviparous, and which give birth to young one directly is called as the viviparous animals. Example for oviparous is bird, fish, frog, and for the viviparous example is generally the mammals, or you can say cow, dog, human. If you are able to understand this word, you can add more example to this list also. So the new individuals which are born out of those egg, when the egg hatches, it produces a young one. It undergoes many stages and then it becomes adult. But think of the case, like in the case of hen, cat, dog, human. Is there any difference in the young one and the adult? The child or the baby is exactly almost, if we don't ignore the size, other than that everything is same. The same body will grow in the size and it becomes adult. But there are certain examples, like in the case of frog or in the case of the butterfly, you will find a difference. If you look, if you see a particular small insect like of a thing in a cauliflower, a small green insect which you call it as a caterpillar. The caterpillar is the young stage of the particular animal. When this caterpillar, it grows in the size, it becomes a butterfly. Same is the case of the frog also. The egg is given by the adult frog. From the egg, the larva comes out. This larva is different from the adult frog. Why? This larva is living in the water. This larva has the tail. This larva of the frog has the fins also. But the adult frog, we never see fins. In adult frog, we never see tail. So this larva is now called as tadpole. This tadpole, after a certain period of time, it undergoes certain changes in the body as it is growing. When it grows fully and changes to adult, the tail is withdrawn. No more tail is available. The fins disappear and it develops the legs, those legs which help it to jump. And now it is called as adult frog. Certain changes which are coming in the case of frog from our egg to till the time it changes into adult, there is a drastic change. This drastic change in the body is given a word, and this word is called as metamorphosis. I will write this word as metamorphosis. Same as just said, it happens in the case of the butterfly also. Egg changes into larva, or you can call it as a caterpillar. This look like this. This caterpillar, after certain modifications, it changes into pupa. Pupa is a hard structure in which this caterpillar lives. In this pupa or in this hard shell, it undergoes certain changes. It develops the small wings, and this shell, this hard outer shell, it breaks, and the adult butterfly, it comes out of it. So there is a difference in this caterpillar and this butterfly. So such difference, drastic changes. Why we call it as drastic? Because there is no matching in these two figures. Complete change in the body is there. So such complete drastic change in the body during the course of development is given the word as metamorphosis. See in this diagram of the frog, eggs are there which are collected in a spawn. From these eggs, a tadpole appears which just look like a fish. This is the first stage of the tadpole, having the fins. It has other things also which is not present in the adult frog, like the gills like that of a fish, the fins like that of a fish. No legs are present. It cannot jump as that of the adult frog. So we can find the different stages. The tadpole is completely different from the adult frog. So this early tadpole, after a little development, changes into the tadpole, late tadpole, in which legs start appearing. The fins, they are started reducing, and the size is also big. After the late tadpole, it changes into the adult frog. You can see this is the adult frog having the legs. No tail is present. In this the tail was present. No fins are present. In this the fins were also present. So we can say the features that are present in the larva stage is, or the young one stage, is totally absent in the case of the adult. So we can say that, like this is jumping one, this is the swimming one, it lives in water, it lives on the land, it breathes through the gills, it breathes through the lungs. So many changes are there. So such type of transformation of larva into the adult through such a drastic change is given the word, and this word is called as metamorphosis. And this is a very important word in terms of definition. And this diagram, which is given in the book also, you are to draw by yourself. I know your drawing is much better than mine drawing. So you draw that diagram in your notebook. Same I told you earlier also, this happens in the case of the small insects also, like a case of silkworm, butterfly and other moths also. Egg is there from where the larva or caterpillar comes out. I gave you the example. You can see in the cauliflower you can find, or in the case of peas, matar ka kida, there also you can find the caterpillar. Actually this is the larva which changes into adult butterfly or the moth after going through another stage known as the pupa. Beta, till now we have done a type of reproduction whose name was sexual reproduction in those animals about which you were familiar, like a human, like a hen, like a frog, etc. But now we are discussing a type of reproduction which is occurring in the microscopic animal. Those animals which you cannot see with your open eyes. An instrument is required. And that type of reproduction is called as the asexual reproduction. In the asexual reproduction, first is definition. Definition is A is absent of one parent. When only one parent involvement is there for a new generation to born, such reproduction is called as the asexual reproduction. Means single parent involvement is there, and it is occurring in the very small organisms. Many examples are there, but here I have taken 3 examples: Hydra, amoeba and bacteria. And this type of, there are many types of this reproduction, but in your book only 2 are mentioned. One is budding, another is binary fission. So first of all we should know the definition of this word. What is budding? As the name is telling, budding. Budding means bud. It means from the parent body a small bud comes out, and this bud grows in the size. After becoming increase in the size, it detaches from the parent body and it gives rise to a complete individual. So this method is called as budding. Budding is outgrowth. A outgrowth appears from the parent body, because here the parent body has one parent body was involved and a new individual is born. So this is a asexual reproduction, and because it was from a bud or a outgrowth, we call it as a budding. The example for this method is Hydra. More examples are also there, but here we are taking the example of Hydra. I will draw the diagram of Hydra also, how it is giving rise to this one. Next is binary fission. First of all, you should know the meaning of this word binary fission. Fission is break. What break? The parent body, it breaks. Bi means 2. The parent body divides into 2. When it divides into 2, it gives rise to 2 individuals. Right? How it happens? Just wait. So here you can see how in amoeba it is going on. This is the parent body, in which amoeba, it's an irregular shaped body. It's a unicellular organism, means it is a single cell. It's a microscopic organism, means it's very small in size. What happens during the time of reproduction? Reproduction means from one amoeba, 2 amoebas are to be born. So how it happens? This one parent, in this, the first of all, the nucleus becomes long. After becoming long, it split up into 2 parts. After splitting into 2 parts, this area, which is called as cytoplasm of a cell, it splits. When first nucleus split, then the cytoplasm split, resulting into the formation of the 2 daughter amoeba. So this is binary 2. Fission, break. Parent body break into 2. That is why the word is binary fission. Because only one parent involvement is there, so we call it as asexual reproduction. Got it? Now this is a diagram of budding. Example is Hydra. One more example is yeast. So what happens in the case of Hydra? This is parent body. I just told you that a small outgrowth appears, known by the name of bud, which is from the parent body. This bud increase in the size. When it becomes sufficiently growing, or a sufficient size is obtained, it split up from the parent body, fall on the ground and become a independent life. Because only one parent was involved, so asexual reproduction is there. Because a bud is giving rise to new individual, the name is called as the budding process. So that was all in this chapter of the reproduction. But one important topic is left, which is called as cloning. Cloning, it is a method in which exact copies of the cell is obtained. You have seen in your video games that army is there where so many similar warriors are available. So how do they look? That is a virtual world. but in the real sense also we can create the similar type of individuals. Now the scientists are working on it and exact similar copy of the parent is obtained. This is called as cloning. Till now we have done, just now I told you that the asexual reproduction is possible in the smaller organism, microorganism. But just now the topic which I am going to start, it is telling ki cloning or asexual reproduction in which one parent involvement is there to make a body, that is possible in the higher animals, but we do not call it as a natural method. It's completely artificial method. And this artificial method, it is being done, researches are going on and many successes has also been obtained. One such success is called as Dolly sheep. So today we will be discussing a story of Dolly sheep.
Amoeba reproduces asexually by binary fission. Binary fission is a type of asexual reproduction in which the fully grown parent cell splits into two halves, producing two new daughter cells. At the time of binary fission, the amoeba withdraws pseudopodia and becomes spherical in shape. The nucleus splits longitudinally and divides into two daughter nuclei. These daughter nuclei move towards opposite poles. This is followed by the elongation of the parent cell. A fissure appears in the middle of the cytoplasm between the two daughter nuclei, dividing the cells into two equal halves. Thus, two daughter amoebae are produced from a single parent. One of them has the original contractile vacuole, while the other develops a new one. The entire process of binary fission is completed in less than half an hour, but this time varies with temperature.
So beta, we were discussing about the clone. I told you clone means the exact copy of the individual or a cell or any living part. So producing a new or exact copy of the same is called as clone, and the scientist who first did the experiment related to the cloning or making a clone is Ian Wilmot. He cloned a sheep and he named that sheep as Dolly. It was born in the year 1996 on 5th July. This was the very first mammal to be cloned. Later on, other animals were also born, like goat, cow, buffalo, monkeys, even the body parts were also cloned. But the credit goes to Ian Wilmot, who cloned a sheep. Question arises, what's the purpose of cloning? The purpose of cloning is that many a times a particular animal is required so much. Like a cow, it is required too much. I like the beauty of that very cow. The looks are so beautiful. A farmer wants that this cow is giving a large amount of the milk production, and for different reasons that particular cow is very dear to me. So what happens? So exact similar copy, I want that it should not die, but death is eternal. You cannot deny death. Death is likely to occur. So how can I preserve the quality of that very animal for forever? Keeping the property of that quality of that very animal forever, the only solution was to make the clone of that one. To transfer the feature of that animal into the another generation. Or if a child, normal way reproduction is there and the child is born, that child may differ. But by making the clone, nothing differ even in the looks also. It was same as that of the parent. So this is how this experiment was done. For this reason, this experiment was done. See how this was done. First of all, scientists took the two animals. One is Finn Dorset sheep. This is female. Second is black face ewe. This is again a fish. Difference, purely white, it is having a black face. From this sheep, a cell was taken out from a mammary gland. This is the cell. From this very sheep, egg was taken out, right? This egg, this is a cell, mammary cell. This is a cell, egg cell. From this very cell, the nucleus is removed. Now this is the one. Only which part is left when no nucleus is there? Only the cytoplasm. This is the cell called as mammary cell, whose only nucleus was taken out. Rest of the things was not required. Yeah. This nucleus, this is the cytoplasm. This nucleus put into the cytoplasm of this cell by giving a current pulse. This is how a new cell is created. Mixing of this nucleus and the cell. Nucleus came from this sheep and the cytoplasm come from this sheep. This is the new cell created. This new cell was implanted in ewe, this one. means it was given back into this animal. When this was given back into this animal with this very particular cell serve as surrogate mother which is keeping or developing this egg within its body. This cell divide and give rise to a individual known as sheep, dolly sheep. See, though this sheep was born by this, but it was exactly similar to this one. The reason for being same as that of sheep A is that the nucleus was taken from this sheep. As the nucleus contains all the characters, therefore this dolly sheep was exactly that of sheep A. Sheep B, only cytoplasm was taken, therefore it does not match with that of the sheep B. This dolly sheep, it is exactly similar to this one, though it was born by this animal. This sheep, dolly sheep, it was a healthy sheep. This was animal, it was a fertile one, produced her own babies through the normal methods as other animal used to give. But it died because of one lung disease on 14th February 2003. Since Dolly, several attempts had been made to produce cloned animal. Means this procedure opened the path for the other scientists to do this process of cloning, and many more clones were made. But the thing was that many died also. Either if they were born after they were born with the severe abnormalities. Though this dolly means the cloning of the superior cows were also made to produce the high quality and high milk producing animal. It produced the exactly identical copies of the domestic animals with the favorite characters which I wanted. A sheep which give high yield of super quality wool can also be cloned. So there were many advantages of this method, and the scientists, they started this method to produce many such animals of exact similar type. So that was all related to this chapter and the method of cloning also.